Congratulations, Gary. A hard-fought victory. I think 3-1. Maybe looks comfortable on the surface, but we'll come to the game itself. But to be fair, at the start, two teams enjoying a recent run of form, so it was all going to be a good game for the fans.
Yeah, I think you see that with Elgin's selection. In our selection, I think we had maybe one forced change. Two and Elgin's played Annan's played the same team 3 games in a row. I'm getting confused because they played Elgin their last game, and so they're a team in good form. Especially on the road, I listened to Peter's interview and he had said that the home results, we would like to try and get better results. But we knew that we'd be confident after the result last week because Elgin's a very difficult place to go. But I thought it was a good game. 3-1, 3-0 up makes it sound comfortable. But Annan had a few chances as well. We had some good saves for Brian and some good defending for if you want a defence that haven't played together before. So I think at the end of the day, to come down here and win the game 3-1 and get the 3 points and close that gap on Annan, it's the players deserve a lot of credit.
Yeah, from the 11 to the bench, it has been another difficult week in terms of availability. I know that you're not going to overplay that, but it's there. You're having to deal with it.
I think a lot of clubs are the same, but just even today, Kieran Bryan felt his hamstring a little bit about 70-75 minutes, and I couldn't take him off because I didn't have another defender actually fit at the club. And Uzi's had to come off with an injury, and Robbo's had to come off with an injury. So I think it speaks volume for the players that have managed to dig out a result. Listen, the worst part of our performance was probably when we went 3-0 up and Annan went down to 10 men. And I think what that was down to was that we probably thought the game was over and we switched off. We thought 3-0 up against 10 men, switched off. Then Annan bring on a big lad up front. He causes you problems. He puts some centre halves up. They get the ball back to front quite quickly. And we probably didn't defend that part of the game well enough, But that's not just the players. We done it later on in the game. I should have probably put more attacking players on and forced them back a bit and stopped their supply for getting up to the strikers. So you're always learning. I said that to the players, I've said to them there, I think I could have made that easier for you for the last 10 minutes. So we're in it together. One thing about the injuries is it's brought a unity within the camp. The results that we've had recently, I think that's 1 defeat in 6 games. We've always got ability, all the strikers are up and running now. Delighted that Robbo got his goal because I think that's been playing on his mind. He's been playing well, training hard, but to get a goal for strikers, they thrive on that. So it's a good result, and we need to just see, and it's not, you hear people saying this, we need to see what we've got available for Friday. Try and get another 3 points, a difficult game, Cowdenbeath at the wrong end of the table for where they want to be. Difficult game. We need to try and finish this sort of first quarter on a high. So we'll try and get a team out there to do that, and then obviously the 2-week break coming up comes at a good time for us because hopefully we can try and get some players back, and the players that have been playing the majority of the minutes, I'll get some much needed rest.
I thought Chris Kane and Stephen Bronski together today were terrific. I think Bronski was winning pretty much everything. Chris Kane, again, giving him not a debut but a start today.
Yeah, listen,
he played really well.
Chris has been coming on in several games. He's lost a hell of a lot of weight. He's actually lost, since he came to the club, I would say he's lost over a stone in weight, so he's really got himself into shape, and he's had to be patient, and he's been coming on some games as a centre midfielder for us just to see the games out and stuff. But today, due to injuries, he got his opportunity. Callum Crane had a slight injury that we didn't feel we could take a risk with him, so we had to leave him out, and that opened the door for Chris. They'll be like me and the goalkeeper, and they'll be disappointed themselves that they never got a clean sheet because that's what defenders pride themselves on. But I think over the piece, Annan probably deserved a goal or two. I think they had too many shots still at our goal for my liking. We still gave away too many corners. But that sounds negative, and I think we should be positive because we've came to a team that was second top in the league and we've won 3-1. So I think everybody should be happy, enjoy their weekend. We'll come back in next week and focus and try and, as I say, finish this first quarter of the games off with a victory.
You were commenting on John Robertson's goal, and that helps him in terms of that. But I thought his press to give Uzi his first goal, his overall play where he was finding pockets of space and running at the Annan defence was really giving them problems. No,
Robert's a good player. Listen, you can see his quality and why he was at St Johnstone. We're at him to shoot more. We always feel that sometimes he'll do a bit of skill and then he does another bit of skill, but after the first bit he can actually just shoot more.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get him to shoot more really because he's got the ability, he creates his space for himself. and we want him to get goals on a regular basis, you know. But the three strikers this year are really got to push each other on. It's very difficult to play the three of them because they're all out and out strikers. None of them really want to play wide. They all want to play through the middle. So some games we will play the three of them, but in most games, you know, it'll be one or two of them play. And I think that competition's going to be healthy for the club. Obviously, the one or two that aren't playing are going to be disappointed, which is natural. But I think it's important, you know, that we've got that competition within the group, and you know, they've got a good wee bit of camaraderie between them. Stevie works away at them with certain drills and stuff, so I'm glad that they're all up and running. And also, what's capped a really good weekend for me, I went to the 20s game last night, and Alan Smith played his first game in a long period of time, and I actually asked Alan how long it had been, and he told me today 629 days since he last played a game. So to see the wee man on the pitch, he's worked ever so hard, you know, before I came to the club and since I've been at the club. To see him in the final stage of his rehab now is very pleasing, and hopefully in another 2 or 3 weeks with some more games with the 20s, and we've got a couple of closed door games lined up that he can hopefully play in, then hopefully that'll be another body back to boost the squad. So delighted really. The wins topped it off, but probably even more for me is pleasing to see Alan back on the pitch last night.
And also finally, Alex Ferguson also coming back. Great,
you know, he's been itching to get back. He's not done many training sessions, and we have to thank St Johnstone for allowing him to play today. You know, they told us to be wary not to play him for too long. But with Danny Jardine going to be out for a few weeks, it's good to get him back. You know, Lewis Kidd, I think next week will maybe just be too quick for Lewis. You know, he maybe get back for the Celtic game in, what was that, 3 weeks today, 2 or 3 weeks today. So we're gradually getting a wee bit, but we're a wee bit light there. You know, Annan had to go on and play as a natural central midfielder for us today, and he done great. But it's good to have Alex back, because honestly, like the first time I saw Alex, he was 18. I thought, you've got a real chance, you know, and he's got a composure that a lot of 18-year-olds don't have.
Yeah.
So if we can get him back, that'd be great for us. And he's here to develop. He's got to make mistakes. He's got to get some things out of his game, but he's definitely enhances his squad when he's fit. So we're hoping that's him back fully fit now.
Thanks very much, Gary. Enjoy the journey back home.
Cheers.